So there are the various components are there in the Hive architecture, right? So Hive is having the one JDBC ODBC driver is there, Thrift application server, right? So Thrift is called the Hive server too, okay? And there is a compiler, parser, optimizer, right? So these are the internal component of their Hive and matter store DB. So I told about. So this is the process of the when you are writing any query, right? So initially it is given by the Hive client. Hive client, which is Hive CLI, right? So Hive CLI or Thrift server or anywhere or any Java program, like Java program also sending the uh, like a JDBC ODBC driver, right? So we can connect through the Java program also, right? We can connect through any other different platform. We can connect also by script server, okay? And Beeline server, right? So script basically the Beeline is like a similar to the CLI. So there is a user role based access, right? Like generally in the companies is given Beeline only because they are not giving to the access to the Hive CLI because Hive CLI can access the internal tables, right? Like entire user Hive warehouse directory. So they are restricting the user Hive warehouse directory. So they are giving a access to the external table, right? Like you can write the data, write a table and get the data, right? Okay. I think read access they provide, but write access they don't provide in the Hive CLI. Okay, through Hive CLI. So there are the different types of, these are the components are there in the Hive. Okay, the Hive client can be a command. Here they didn't mention there is a Hive CLI. CLI is a Hive command line interface where you can write a Hive query. So another one is a Beeline is there, right? So this is a user-based, role-based access password. Okay, so Hive driver is there, optimizer is there, execution engine is there. That is a database execution engine, which is executing the query and converting into the map reduce job. Okay. And store DB is storing the data metadata, the table metadata, right? What about the table information? Like what are the table types are there, uh, table column names, column types, all those information stored as a metadata. Okay. So internally right now whenever like it's saying like this is the process like execute query. So first of all the user interface call the execute interface to the driver. The driver is the entry point, right? The driver accept the query and then it's handle session and those things get metadata because meta store DB it has to connect. Generally in the SQL databases meta store and everything in the same database, right? So but here is meta store DB is a separate DB Derby, right? So get metadata, send metadata, then send plan, right? Execution plan, and finally the submit a job to map. Okay, so final map reduce job is converted by execution engine, and then it is executing the map reduce job, and after that we get the result. The send result, like SQL query result, is given to the user interface. Okay, like in the tabular representation of the data. Okay, I will show you that how the Hive, like basically you are giving queries and getting the result. Okay, so next thing in the Hive, we need to understand what are the different types of tables are there in the Hive. Okay, so when I say Hive is having the two types of table, internal table and external table. Okay. Because this type of dividation is there in the Hive. In SQL databases, there is no internal external table concept is there. There is a different type is there, like temporary table, okay, permanent table, like that table types are there. But internal table and external table are the two broad categories in the Hive. So internal table, the tables are creating in a warehouse directory in the user Hive warehouse. Warehouse is a uh, like internal directory, right? Where the internal table is stored. Okay, and the the tables are creating in warehouse directory, the internal table. So internal table will go to the warehouse directory by default, internal table. Okay. But if I use external keyword with my table, I use external table, my table. Okay. So this table will store outside the warehouse. So this is also Hadoop location. User hive warehouse also Hadoop location. It is HDFS location. Okay, it is not our local, right? So outside the warehouse means that will be also Hadoop location, but this location is like a proprietary location, right? Like with this location, like if somebody wants to delete table, so he cannot delete directly because there is a role-based access is there, right, for this location. But external table, suppose you create your own external table and you can delete the table, right? Because you have user have the control on that table, right? So generally when you are creating external table, we have the control, we can delete the table. But there is a one drawback in the internal table. When you drop table, the data and schema both will be deleted. Actually, two things are there for every table. Two things. One is the data, and another one is a schema. Schema means the table creation, right? Fields, right? So schema means fields, right? So every table has some certain fields are there, right? Like set of fields are there, and on basis of those fields, the data is populated in the table. Right? So when I say when I dropping the table, when you drop the internal table, when you drop internal table, so this is a very big difference. When you drop internal table in Hive, the data and schema both will be deleted. Both will be deleted. That's the reason it is like a warehouse, so it is not having the control right to delete the table. But if it is deleted means both will be deleted. You can't get back your data and table. Because if your schema you can have, right? Because schema you created table, you have a schema. But data you can't prepare it, right? Suppose your data is like 1,000 record data is there and you have dropped the table, right? So when your data and schema both will be deleted, suppose create table command you have. But what create table command will do? Only the creating a table, right? Empty table it will create. But how will you bring the data? So data is important not to delete, right? Because if the crucial data is deleted, you can't get back the data, right? You have to bring again from the same source, like last time you got the data. Okay. So external table, the advantage is that is the reason they given a one point here. When you drop external table, okay, your data, your schema is deleted. Schema is deleted. The create table syntax, like it is table is deleted. Okay, but data is not. So do you think like, okay, like if I'm dropping the table, so data will be gone. If it is an external table, data will not be gone because data is on the some location, the Hadoop file system, some file. It's like a file data. So it's not tightly coupled. The data is associated. So when you create table command, again you run create table command. If you run again, then your data which is present, on HDFS will link again with the table, So you will see your data is again in the table, then you do the select count star table or select star from table, you will get the data. You will get the data from table. Okay. Otherwise, data will remain there unless you don't create a table. Your data will reside on the Hadoop file system, but it's like a file only, no identity. But when you again associate the data with the table, then it will become associated. It's just like a association or de-association. When your data is linked with the table, it is associated. When you drop the table, means schema will be deleted and your data will be de-associated. The data is not pointing to any table. But again, you create a table, your data will point to the same table and you will get the data when you write a query. Okay. Otherwise, when you write after dropping the table and you write this query, what will happen? If you write this query, select star from table. What error you will get? Suppose you have select star table 1. What error you will get if you have dropped the table? Can anyone tell like what error you will get, right? If you write select star from table 1 and you already dropped the table. what error message you should get. Think about the in Oracle MySQL like this. Like you drop table and what you get. Like if you try select star from table, the same table. What error message you get in MySQL Oracle? Don't think about hive. Just think about MySQL Oracle, what it will do after dropping the table. After dropping table. After dropping table, what message you will get? What error message will come? Definitely it will be error only, right? But what error message you will get?
Table not found.
Yeah, table not found. Because it is trying to check the table in the database file system, but database is this table already you dropped it, right? So nothing is table, no table is there. So it will say table not found. This is a very common message, table not found message you will get. Okay. But again, you create table, but data is still there. You will, but in case of hive, you will see the data is there. But in SQL case, because data and table both are associated. If table is dropped, data is dropped. Same like internal table. Okay. But external table, the case they have created, it is very, very unique case they created. If sometimes by mistake, you drop the table. But still now you are worrying, right? What happened? But if you have create table syntax will be definitely there because you created table, right? Create table syntax you will have. Again, same create table syntax, you run it. You run again. When you run again, and after that, you will run the query, select star from table one. You will see your data and table both are there. Okay. So this is the difference, right? In internal or external table. So they have given up both the provisions where the like table is the internal table, but it is more restricted, right? You cannot drop the table. Okay. But sometimes like you want to take a more control. Whenever you want to delete, you can delete, or you drop, you can drop. But data will not be dropped in that case. So data you want to drop, you have to go in the Hadoop location and drop the data like that. Hadoop access minus RMR. And there is some table, one folder will be there in the some location, right? Suppose my test location is there where the table is created. And you have a table folder also there. Like this you will give. Then your data is completely removed. Okay. Otherwise, data will remain there even you drop the table. Okay. So this is the internal table and external table. Let's see the practical, how it works. Okay. So first of all, we start the hive. So first of all, Hadoop should be running. Okay. So we start the Hadoop service. Start hive.sh. Okay. Because if we don't run the Hadoop service, we can't run the hive. Hive is completely depend on the Hadoop. Okay. Because we are using a Hadoop file system. Anyone has any question?
Sir, I have one quick question regarding the external and internal tables. So in real time, so as a developer in a company, so I need to choose the external table like more preferably for doing work on Hive, or else should I go for the internal tables?
Yeah, sometimes but most of the like now production cases, right? We create a external table, right? Okay, right. If I say the development, you can do anything, right? For testing purpose, right? Okay, right.
Okay.
Development cases, right? So you can use internal, external. It's not a worry, right? Okay.
Mhm.
But production or like you are saying like where the data is important, right? Right, because if data is removed, right, deleted, so data recovery is very, very tough. Okay. So in that we say, but external table always be safe, right? That's the reason. Okay. So
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah, but external table is more safety, right? Because we are not worrying about the table, right? Even we drop the table. Okay. So I started Hadoop service. Now next is I'm starting hive. So hive shell will come. So once we get the hive prompt, so this is a hive CLI. Okay, we can connect hive line and other one. Okay, so first I'm showing just run the command like how to interact with the hive shell. So this is a hive CLI. So this hive CLI. So first of all, like when we come to the hive CLI, like we check show database, show database, show databases we do right now. The one database which is coming by default, like whenever you are creating your database, like when you come to the Hive, you will see this database is common for everyone because this is a default database is given by the Hive itself. Okay, but some of the database you are creating your own purpose, right? I created these three other databases, right? So database creation command is very simple. Like generally we do in the same database, same other SQL database. Create database, and I say my DB. Thus I'm keeping it very simple name. My database is created. Now again I do the show databases. So I should able to see my database. So you can see my database is coming here. So you know, right? For any particular database you want to work, you have to use the command use command. So use is the command to use the data. So use MyDB. If you don't try, if you don't do use command and directly start create tables in text, so where it will go? Where it will go? In which database? Definitely it will go to the database because database is a collection of tables, right? So it's like a container. Database is container of tables. Table is a container of records, records and fields, right? So if I say like database is a container of tables and I'm not selecting any database, any use, I'm just creating a create table. So by default, if you are not giving any database, it will go to the default. Automatically, it will go to the default. It will not go to the your database. So if you want to work in your database, so first of all, you will use MyDB, right? Use your database. Now, your database is there. Actually, there is a one command also. Here you cannot see your database name, right? How can you identify if this is you are in database or not, right? So either you do again use MyDB, otherwise you can't know, right? So there is actually current underscore database command is there. So if you do that command, it will show you your database name, which database you are currently forgetting. So current underscore database something. Okay, let me try. So if we don't use the command now, we forget current underscore. No, think something like a function. So if I want to find my current database in Hive, okay, so what is the command for that? So current database in Hive, so that will show me in the Hive CLI what is my current database. One thing they are saying but there is a one command also. See, this is the one way, okay, but it's still one command also there. Can you see now the DB name is coming? So this property has made your Hive shell like this. If I come to another DB, suppose I say use testing, another DB is there, right? Can you see it is changed? So this will be like if you are using like this, it is just giving you the information, right? You are in this database, right? Sometimes now I'm using Hive shell, but I'm not able to figure out right in which database right now, right? So for that purpose, you can set this command, this set Hive print current DB, so you can get. But there is a one function also there, okay? some some command is there, like SQL kind of command. So there are the multiple ways, but this is the one way. So I didn't try this one. This 5 dot this one. But I tried another one with some command. See this one. I was telling, right? Something command is there. I was using correct, but I was not writing the select, right? I was not writing the select, right? Just I need to write a select. Okay. So it will like you just do this. But this property is for the session, right? If you run it again, your hive, it will come again hive share. Okay, so don't be thinking, okay, this will be remain permanent. If you set it in the configuration file, that will remain permanent. But if you are using in the hive session, so when your hive session is running, only till then it will be. Otherwise, it will reset. Okay. Okay, now I do select current. See, this one is shown. So it is just it is not permanently like in the session also, but this property one is still remain your session will be there. It will be showing like this. Okay, in the bracket like this. But this one is just anytime you want to find, run this command. So at present, which database you are now, just you will get the information. But it is not setting in the, but if you set this property, if you set this property, hive CLI dot this one, this property, if you set it, so it will remain in the session till this hive shell. But after a new hive you start, you will get reset. Okay. Now you run. So it will come here. So this will remain there in the session, right? But this current database is just telling you database. Okay. Now I'm in the MyDB database. Okay. And now I do show tables. So right now there are no tables, right? Because I have not created any table. So I just do some example of internal table and external table, and I just show you that how internal table and external table work. Okay. So internal table also called managed table. So remember it, internal table or managed table both are same word. Okay. So some people call internal table or some people call managed. Managed table, why it is called managed? Because these tables are managed by the warehouse directory, right? Because it's internally managed by the file. Okay. That is the reason these are the managed tables. Okay, suppose some table is there. I'm creating a table. I'm doing a create table. First, I'm going to create a internal table. Yeah, let's see some. Okay, so suppose I have some table. I'm creating first internal table. Okay, internal table, there is no keyword external. So if you are not giving any keyword, okay, then it will be consider your internal table. So my table is created. How many columns are there in this table? One column is integer value, one column is array of string. Actually, this table is a complex data type. Okay, but if I keep it, my table is very simple, right? I don't want to create a complex data type. Okay, first initially, I just say my table is like I just created some real data. Employee, I say my column is ID. This column is something like a name as a string column. So here is the data type is string, right? Where there is a string. And I say age is the integer column and the salary is integer column. Okay. So like this, I have a table with the fields are comma delimited. So I'm going to read the file comma delimited. Okay. And the lines are terminated by new line. Suppose I prepare the data. I say my file name is an emp.txt. Okay. And this emp.txt file, I have a data like ID is 1, name is X, age is 21, and salary is 400, like this one. So some two records I'm creating. 23. Okay. So I have this is my table and this is my data. Now first I create a table. Okay. I create a table and I'm creating this table as an internal table. So can you see where this table is created? And one more thing is whenever you want to check, you can run your Hadoop command in Hive shell by using exclamation. So exclamation, you can see your, sorry, there's one Hadoop command you can run. So you say Hadoop fs minus ls. So I know this is the internal table. So definitely it will be going to the warehouse directory. So user hive warehouse slash. First we check this one. So Hive shell, you can run your Hadoop command and you can run your Hive command, like table command. But the Hadoop command you can run by the exclamation. You don't need to go to the dollar shell. Okay, you can run itself here. So you can see here in my warehouse directory, I created a database MyDB. Can you see here MyDB? This is a MyDB, right? So MyDB.db, my database is created. So one MyDB is DB, MyDB.db, the database is created. Inside this MyDB.db, one employee, this is just now created. And this one is, I just created table 7, right? You remember? So that one also created in the MyDB. So you seen that if I'm not giving an external keyword, where my data is, where is my table location? My table location is warehouse directory. So if I see here in my warehouse directory location, any data will be there inside this? Any data? No, right? Because we still I have not loaded data. Simply just I have create table command, I created data or created table, right? Now I want to load the data. So first what I do, I create a one file. So I open the terminal and I create some file here. I say, okay, in this location some already file will be there. So I'll create a directory. So inside this, I create a emp.txt. And this emp.txt file, I will copy this data. This is my emp data. So I copy this data. Okay. So my data is here in my this location. What is the location? Here. I want to load this data in this emp.txt to my Hive table. This is my Hive table, right? So in this one, I have to load the data. So there is a load data local in path command. So load data local in path and give the location of the file. What is the location of the file? So load data local in path, and my location is /home / my username, and what is the captive location? My hive data 1 2, my hive data 1 2 / emp.txt. emp.txt. This is my file location, and I say into table keyword, and which table? EMP table, into table EMP, and semicolon. Data is loaded. How many records are loaded? Now, if I do select star from table, select star from EMP, I'm able to see data, but still header is not coming. So there is a set hive property, header property is there. Your header will come by that property. So you can see the 4 columns data is coming in your hive table. Now, if I check my file, last time I was checking, right, my Hadoop fs -ls, right, this one. Now you will see here one EMP directory is created. Can you see one EMP directory is created? Inside this EMP directory, if I go Hadoop fs, okay, I have to use exclamation. Hadoop fs -ls. So you will see one file will be copied here. Can you see that this is same file which I have load the data? So if I say in other word, I say if I copy the file manually here, like in the Hadoop file system, so I don't need to do this load data local path command. I don't need to do, right? Because if I copy the file by put command in the Hadoop location, so my table will be populated automatically. Okay. Now if I'm doing select star from hive on this table EMP, so I'm able to see data. Now I'm going to drop the data. Okay, drop table. I'm doing drop. This is the internal table. Okay, see carefully. Okay, drop table EMP. Okay, my table is dropped. Now I do the select star from table. What is the error? Table not found. Okay, now I check the location where my data was there. Right, this was the data here. Correct? EMP. If I do this, I will say EMP not found out, because it's an internal table. So table schema is deleted and table folder is also deleted. But my db.db is there because it's a database, right? That is not deleted. It is there. So my db.db has other tables are there, but EMP is deleted because it was an internal table, right? Okay, I create a table again with the same, and I will load the data on other different way. So I created table again, same table I created. So now I do select star from employee. Will it get the data? What do you say? You will get the data or not? You will not get the data because the table you are creating from the scratch again. Okay, table and data again you are creating from the scratch. Okay, so when you see here, there is no data because again data need to be populated. So last time you remember we used load data local path command we used, right? That is a hive command. This time I don't use this hive command. I don't use this hive command. I copy the file. I understood if I copy the file in the, if I do this location is again created. This one I check. Here employee directory is created because table is created, the directory is created, but this directory will be empty. Okay. So if I copy the file in this location, so I should get my data. So I copy this location. And I run now Hadoop fs put command. Okay. Hadoop fs -put. Okay. But this location I have to give complete path, right? Because I'm in the different directory where I started hive. So I cannot give the file name. So I have to give my actual file location. Okay. Home / my hive data 12 slash emp.txt. This is my file location. Where I want to copy the file, this Hadoop location. So slash user. Okay. So this is my location. The target location is, the source location is the, what is the source location? This is a source and this is a target. User hive warehouse, my DB, and there is a EMP folder. Here I have to copy this emp.txt. Okay, I'm running a command. My command is successful, right? There is no error. So if I check the my file is copied or not, okay, I go here slash emp. So I should get the here emp.txt. So it means my file is copied, right? So now I am not running a load data local path command. I just directly run here this one. I'm getting the data, right? So it means either you copy the data by using the load data command by hive command, or you use the like Hadoop command to copy the file. Okay. So you can copy the file in the same location. The file will be mapped to the data. So this is a case of internal table, right? Now I show you the external table. Like suppose the same table, I make it external. So what I need to do, make it external, create external table. Just make it external table. And here you give the location keyword, because if I don't give this location, it will go to the warehouse directly. So that is a default location. Okay. But for external table also will go to the warehouse if you don't specify your location. So location is like I give some new location. I say in Hadoop file system, some my data 123 location it will create, and this location it will write the same EMP file. So whatever your emp.txt file, if you copy in Hadoop file system this location, again same thing, data will be populated. So the process of load data, local path in load data, local in path, or copy the Hadoop file path, right? Hadoop fs minus put command. Okay. Both are the same for internal and external. So these are the just method of populating the data into table. Both are the ways to populate data into hive internal and external table, internal or external table, it doesn't matter. But in case of Hadoop fs put, you will do, so what will be the target location? It will not be a warehouse, it will be at this location. Okay, let's first create the external table with the same schema. Okay, so I'm creating, okay, but I'm to change the table name, because internal or external table you can create, but the table name you can't keep it same. Okay, now you try it, it will say table already exists. Two tables. It's over again or so tables. But EMP is coming one, right? So which EMP it is? Okay, if I check, there is a command. Create table. Actually, show create table command is show the create table schema. Okay. Whenever you do any table with the show create table, if you apply this show create table, it will show the schema of the table. It will show you whether it's a warehouse table or it should be external table. If it is in the, this is not my external table, right? This is the, if you can see the syntax of the create table, there is no external keyword. Okay. But when I'm running this, oh, I use this particular thing, right? So it is not aligned. So I just to okay, now I try to run same table name on this one. here. Create external table, EMP. Okay. Are you getting the error now? Already exists exception. Hive table is already there. So even it is internal table is there, it will not allow to create external table because it is not possible, because how can like two things in the same place? It is not possible, right? In the Hive, okay, the two tables cannot be in the one database. Same. Okay, so you have to change the name, then it will be. So we change EMP1. Now it will be created your external table. Now you do so create table EMP1. So can you see now this is the external keyword is there, and your location of the table is my data 1 2. So this is a Hadoop path, but this is my location. This is a my location I created in the Hadoop file system. Okay. Suppose I want to say I want to load the data. I mean this data is empty, right? If I see this Hadoop file system, Hadoop fs minus ls, and I say my data 1 2 3. So what will be in this location? There is nothing, right? No data is there. So first we do Hadoop, this load data command. Okay? Load data local in path. Because we are loading the data from the local file system, that is the reason we are using local in path. But suppose your data is in Hadoop file system itself, okay, and you are loading the data in Hive, Hadoop file system, then you will not use the local keyword. Actually, there are the two load command is there. One is local file system to Hadoop, and one is Hadoop file system to Hadoop. So when you are using load data local in path means you are loading from the local file system. So right now our data is in the local only, right? So the location is the home, my Hive data 1 2, my Hive data 1 2 directory, and there is the file name is the same. File name we don't need to change, right? Because data is the same for both internal and external. Okay, into table. This time I'm giving a table name is EMP1. Okay. So you will see data is loaded in EMP1. So, but where you will see the data is there, same Hadoop fs ls command you do here, you will see one emp.txt file is created, right? Because it is automatically created, right? Here, once you loaded data like this emp.txt, as it is file will be copied in the same location. Okay, we will do the experiment with the same thing with Hadoop fs minus put command. Okay, so first we drop the table, and what is my table name? EMP1. So we have to check whether the table and data both are deleted or only table is deleted, not the data. Okay, so drop table we are doing. Now I am checking select star from EMP1. So definitely I will find the table not found, but still I have to check whether my data is deleted or not. So I will check my Hadoop location. You will see your emp.txt is still there because it's an external table. So data is not deleted, correct? Data is not deleted, right? So again, I want to recreate table. I want to reassociate, just run this command in the same location, right? Just run this command again. Okay, again you do select star from EMP. You are getting the data, right? So it is like association, deassociation, right? Just your data is detached from the table once it is dropped. But again, you recreate a table, again, your data is associated with the table, right? So your data is at the same position. Data is not gone anywhere. Data is remains there, even your table is dropped. Okay. Second one we try with the Hadoop fs put command. Okay. So I'm dropping the table, drop table, EMP1. Okay. But this file is still there, right? We have to remove that file, right? Because or we try the another table, then we do that. So I'm just creating with the EMP2 table, and I give the location is 1, 2, 3, 4. I just give in a different location. Because this table is already have the data, right? So I just created another table. And this table, I will load the data by using the Hadoop FS put command. So what I should do, what is the location, target location, where I have to put the file? Hadoop FS -4. First of all, I have to provide a source location. What is my source? Again, my hive data 1, 2. And file name is the same, emp.txt. And what is my target location? Target location is, this is external table. My target location is my data 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I'm just copying the same thing what Hadoop load data command does. It is done. Now I do simply select star from EMP2 because I created a new table, right? EMP2. It is getting data. Okay. So try it out, creating internal external table. First try internal table, populate data, load data command, drop table, check data and schema both are deleted, show create table command, and then you create a table and populate the data through the Hadoop FS put command. Same thing you apply for the external table. So this practical you do and understand the concept of internal external table. Okay. So only thing is you need this syntax. Okay. So one syntax is for internal table, no matter the data or whatever it is, and you create a table in your local. So if you want to create a table like VI editor, you can use, or otherwise cat command, you can just write cat emp.txt and write this data and do control D. It's a Linux command and do control D. So you don't need to go for this way you can create a data, right, in the terminal, right? So simply like cat, like my data I want to create. So cat greater than my data for txt and just give the data, right? 1, 10, 22, and control D. So this file is ls you do my data.txt, that command my data.txt. Okay, so this further like you are able to see it. Okay, so just remember this location pwd and check this location. So this location is a source location. Okay, and second command I told Hadoop, one is the load data local in path and one is the load data in path. But that is the case when your file is in the Hadoop. Suppose my file is here. I want to load the data in another table. Okay, I'm creating another one more table like EMP3, and I say this location, this table I'm creating. Okay, this table I created, but this time I want to populate the data from my this Hadoop location because this location has the data. So I'm saying I don't have the data in my local. I have a data in my one Hadoop file system location. So how to run Hadoop fs -4. Okay, or load data local in path also you can do this. Load data local you will not, you will use in path and give the Hadoop location. What is Hadoop location? My data 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the file name? emp.txt. What is your target table name? emp3 into emp into table emp3. See, this is loading data. Now if you do select star from emp, so you will see like if you try like this same path as a local, it will not find, because first it will try, suppose you give local and you are giving a wrong path. What it will do? It will say file not found, right? Because if local you are giving, it will be checking local. If you are not giving local, it will check Hadoop path. Okay. So your path should be correct as per this keyword. Either you are giving local or you are removing local, right? So if this keyword will define what is this path, right? Okay. And you are populating the data into the Hive table. So you are loading data from local file system, or you are loading the data from the any Hadoop file system. Okay, and you can override the data and you can append data. By default is the append mode. So this is the append mode. If I'm not giving override keyword, suppose I give override here. Override. Okay, override into table. So what should happen here? Override means like you are overriding existing data. So my data is same, right? So if you override it, same 2 lines will come because this file having the 2 lines, right? So this is a Hadoop file system. So I remove the local keyword. Okay, I use override. No data in path. What happened? No file. I think LCS. 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So when I say this Hadoop location and I use override, so override will not impact, right? Because it's already the same data is there. You are trying to override with the same file. So definitely you will get the latest data of this file. Whatever data is there, it doesn't matter. So when you say EMP3, you will get true. Okay, now if I do here, again this command I run second time. So default mode is the append mode. If this path is there, is gone. Hadoop, which I press my ls and I gave my data. Let's see. So when I do this, file is moved, right? Not like a copy. So generally it should not happen. Okay, we try the Hadoop file system. Okay, local file system. So load data, local file system, local in path, and I give the local location. My local one is home, Arvind, data. There is a emp.txt. Okay, so now if I see, select start from emp3, 2 times data is coming because it is keep appending, right? If I do again, actually one thing is there, when you are trying local, right, it is not moving your file, but when you are trying from the Hadoop file system, so your file is moved. It's like a cut paste. Okay, so that is the reason second time you run the command, you will not find it. So most of the times we use the local file system, at least our file is still remain there. Again you do there, again append, again you do append, again you do append. Now you check your table. See, these many record came. If I do here override now, okay, so you will see again it will come back to 2 record only. Now you see 2 record because append is a default mode. If you don't specify anything, if you specify override by mistake, all data will gone, whatever your previous data. Okay, so override you should be very careful, right? Otherwise you will lose your data. This all data will gone. Okay, suppose you have a 10,000 record and you have a new file is 2 record. So, or by mistake you use the override keyword. So what will happen? Your entire 10,000 record data will be replaced by the 2 record. And it will not be rolled back because it is modifying the file in your Hadoop file system, right? When you copying the file, so basically actual file is modified, right? Whatever file you are copying from here to here, so your emp.txt file will be overridden in Hadoop file system. Okay. Okay, let me send you the commands, okay, and do practice on this. Okay. So tomorrow I will tell about the partitioning concept, right? So I will tell about partitioning. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
sir, I have one quick question. So we are creating a table in a text format, correct, sir? Whether it is an internal or an external
Data
table.
is not
Correct?
getting text format. Data is in the text format. Table is not text format or other. Because
Okay.
data,
So,
underlying data we are using for the table, that is the text format. Like other data, like text format data is like comma separated data, JSON data, CSV data. These are all data is the text format data. Text format data
uh-huh.
means human readable data. But when you are having underlying data is a different file format, like Avro is there, ORC is there. Okay. So your data could be any format, underlying format, but altogether, like you will see the like user interface data, right? What you are able to see in the table, that will be table data, right? What you see in the tabular
Okay.
presentation.
Okay, so that means like the table you have created in the Hive, but if you want to use this command, right, load data local in path, and if you want to use like location, and then if you want to load a CSV file into the Hive table, so will that be possible, sir, or else you need to use any other command?
Because CSV file I'm able to load because this all I shown you because my formatted right here like delimited character is. Suppose your delimited character is a JSON or XML or other format. So you can't use
Uh-huh.
this. So there is another concept I will tell about SERDE, SERDE. Okay. So this is only comma delimit format you can use, right? This way. But if you have to write the data of the JSON file, XML file, Parquet file, Avro. So for this all we have a C-lation, D-C-lation, like SERDE. We call it hive SERDE, different type of file format data. How can we write into table? So I will tell about because, but this is not a way to write for the other format because it's not a plain text format as well as not comma delimited because comma delimited or you can use suppose your data is dollar delimited or pipe delimited, then you can use anything. Suppose your data is not comma, it's a dollar or it's a pipe, anything, or it's a pipe symbol is there, pipe symbol like this. So that will be fine. That will be fine. Okay. But if it is a altogether a different format like JSON, XML, these are the different, entirely different format, right? Okay. Okay. So
Yeah, cool.
yeah,
Thanks, sir. Yeah.
any type of format which is delimited character is there, then it's fine. But JSON is not a delimited character. JSON is like key colon value, key colon value. So that is different way we do. That is a third. Okay. So I will show you right how to write a JSON file, XML file, Parquet file, Avro, ORC. There are so many file format are there. Regex. So you have seen some log files are there. So log files you seen there is a like a IP is there, status code is there, right? So there is no delimited character is there. There is a space is there. So still we are able to do because that is a regex. Regex means some pattern is there. Like IP is a how many digits are there in the IP, right? Like 10 digits, right? Like 4. So IP is a fixed format is there, like 4 dots are there like this. And status is like a status code is an integer format is there. So regex pattern, we will make it some pattern. And that regex pattern, we will use it to read the data from the log file. Okay, I will show that also.
Okay, sure. Yeah, sounds good. Thanks.
Okay, anybody else questions? Okay, yeah. Okay, tomorrow we'll connect the same 8:30 time. Okay, India time 7 o'clock. Okay. Yeah, it was today only. Okay. Yeah.